Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for getting on the call and for watching your recording today for our recruiting dash. I am hosting the call and I want to go over tonight some tips from a top recruiter because this group is all about how to grow your team, and that is probably one of the biggest parts about being a coach, especially if you're looking to really grow your business and to earn financial freedom and to build an income. It comes down to building your team, because you can't do this business strictly from just selling your challenge packs and Shakeology. You if you really want to take advantage of the compensation plan and to really reach those financial freedom goals, whatever they may be, it really starts with building your team. So I've been one of the top recruiters on the National Wake Up Call a couple times. Over the last 3 months, I've recruited, over like 50 coaches to my team. So, and that's just in 2015. So recruiting is something that actually I started off very nervous about. I was very scared of it, and now I'm one of the top recruiters in the entire network. So I just kind of wanted to share some tips with you guys on how I was able to transition from being very nervous, very scared about posting about coaching, to being one of the top recruiters in the company. So the first thing that I really have to touch on is something that we have really tried to drill into your guys' brains this week, and that's getting over fear, because fear is probably the biggest thing that holds so many coaches back from being successful, especially when it comes to recruiting. For me, I was very, very nervous about recruiting before or when I first got started as a coach. So I did a video about this earlier this week in the team or in the page, but I was telling my coach Lauren, I would get sweaty palms. I would send my messages to her so she could read them over first. And she had a lot of things to tweak for me, because she would tell me, Alexa, you need to speak with confidence. You sound so nervous in your messages. And it's true, because I was. So if you're nervous about coaching, or you're nervous about posting about it for whatever reason, just know that that's something that I was totally about also, but you can get over that. And it all just comes down to personal development. That is going to be the biggest thing, no matter what you might be afraid of when it comes to this business, whether it's recruiting or inviting or expanding your network or whatever. Personal development is what's going to help you grow and get over that. Because for me, I was just really afraid of what people would think or how people would react if I would invite them to be a coach. I was just really nervous about it, because kind of tab, I mean, and so it was something that not many people talked about. People are used to the 9-to-5 job type of a thing, right? And so for me to talk about coaching and invite people to do this with me, it was really scary. But personal development is the biggest thing to help me get over that, because I was able to really understand my true potential, and that I had to do this for myself and not think about what others were doing, because they weren't the ones that were paying my bills, right? They weren't building my dreams for me. I was the one that was building my dreams and my dream life. And so when I really started getting into personal development was when I really started to realize that stepping outside of my comfort zone was something that had to be part of this business if I wanted to succeed. So I started doing it. I started inviting more, and the more that I did it, the easier it became. And so that's really what it comes down to. If you're nervous about inviting anybody to be a coach, you just need to do it more often. Not only is that going to help you get more coaches on your team, but it's also just going to help you get over that fear and become more confident and figure out what works and what doesn't, right? You just get more comfortable with it. So that's really my biggest first tip, is really to utilize personal development to get over any fear that you may have in this business. Because if you don't tap into that, if you keep letting fear hold you back from this, whatever it is in this business, you're not going to be successful. So make sure that you're really tapping into that. And I talked a little bit this week about, or not this week, yesterday, I guess. I did my video all about how to post about coaching without really posting about coaching. So, of course, I will do the posts that say that, Team Fire Away, my team is looking for new girl boss coaches or whatever it is. I'm sure you guys have all seen those kind of posts. And those are great. I definitely do them. But I think in order to really just showcase the lifestyle, because that's what we're really about. We're not just about sharing about Shakeology or sharing about whatever program, but it's really about showing the lifestyle and, you know, selling that to people because that's what people are attracted to. The best way to do that is to really like kind of talk about how being a coach has helped every aspect of your life, not just your fitness, but, you know, every aspect. So I'll talk about how it's helped me stay on track with my own health and fitness goals. I'll talk about how it's helped me gain time freedom, financial freedom. I'll talk about, you know, little things that because I'm a coach, it's helped me because of whatever reason. So you have to just get comfortable with being open about posting about it. Again, if you're afraid to do that, it comes down to personal development and fear and knowing that in order to move forward in your business, you have to get over fear and you have to just do the things that make you uncomfortable and that are scary. So just being consistent with doing that is what's going to just really build your credibility and show people the lifestyle. Just like, and if you haven't seen the video that I did in the group page, make sure you watch that because I talk a little bit more in depth about that. But so, you know, making sure that I'm posting consistently about coaching and how it's changed my life, getting over the fear of inviting people to be a coach. Those are two really important things. Another really important thing is I basically kind of offer coaching to everyone. And I do that by listening for cues from people on how I believe that coaching could kind of work into their life. So when I'm talking to a challenger and they tell me, I always ask people how their support system is. And if I get people who say, I don't have any support at home, I don't have anyone that's helping me, or it's really hard where I'm living or whatever, I always bring up the coaching opportunity because having the team there to help me and to keep me accountable really helps me on my own journey. So whenever I hear people are lacking support or lacking accountability, I always offer coaching because I really believe that it can be like a huge part of helping somebody stay on track. And another thing that I will really listen for is when I'm asking people questions about their goals, you know, and I dig really deep with people when I talk with them. So whenever people are like, hey, I'm interested in a challenge group, or I talk to somebody and we start to build a relationship and go into challenge groups, I dig deep with them. I ask them, you know, why is it that you want to lose weight? Or what do you want to lose weight for? Do you have a specific like reason, event, or whatever? And I just dig really deep with people and figure out, you know, their goals and their why. And in doing so, when I find people who are really committed, they're like, I'm ready to do this. I have all of these things against me, or I struggle with all of these things, but I'm still ready to make a commitment to my goals. Then I will also bring up coaching to those people because I say, well, that's awesome. I'm so excited that you're ready to get going on your goals. And you know what? You sound super committed. And, you know, if you're really ready to do this, if you're ready to make a serious change, I know exactly how you feel. That's where I was when I got started. With my first program in Shakeology, and what really helped me just, you know, really make it happen and commit to my goals just one step further was becoming a coach. And so I explained how, again, I incorporate the support and accountability factor, and I try my best to just show how signing up as a coach really helped me on my own personal journey. So you guys can always use my story about how I started as a coach before I used my first fitness program. And it really did help me lose 80 pounds and get to where I'm at now. So you can share people's picture, or if you're looking for a good example of how being a coach has helped somebody who didn't have any support or accountability at home, I'm a good example. And please you can always share my story or share my pictures if you ever need help. But really just looking past the fitness and nutrition aspect, because obviously like the challenge groups do a great job with that, but for the people who really need the extra support and accountability, coaching is an amazing option. So don't ever count anybody out. I always bring coaching up to people, especially if they're committed, they're ready to do this, and if they need some extra support and accountability in their life. So, and I really just try my best to look in every person and figure out where it is that they're struggling. And I really do see I believe very strongly in being a coach. And so for me, it's easy to find whatever reason or whatever struggle somebody has, I can work in coaching and say, this will help you in this way, because it really has helped me in so many aspects of my own journey. So I try and find something about somebody when I'm digging deep and asking those questions, and I bring it up to them. Of course, a lot of people tell me no. But it's okay, because you know what? You're going to find the people who want to do this and who are ready, or who are really serious and they want that extra support and accountability, or they want to save some money. You know what I mean? It's a great one to bring up to people who have money objections or who maybe are struggling financially. I will bring it up to them too. And I say, Or even the people who say no to me and they say, well, no, I can't really do this because I don't have enough money. Then I say, well, have you ever considered being a coach? Because you can get all of your stuff covered. You can get your investment covered, or you can get your Shakeology covered every month just by sharing your story. And they kind of say, like, what? Are you serious? And I will tell them, you know, if you're struggling financially, then being a coach is exactly what you need in your life. And to go along with this, you know, I just try and do my best to be extremely confident when I speak with people. And because I honestly believe that that makes such a huge difference. It was really hard for me at first, like I said, to when I would message someone and say, what do you think, girl? Are you ready to do this? Are you all in my challenge group? You know, are you ready to sign up? That was really hard for me to say at first because I was like, I don't want to come off like too much. But really now that's how I speak to everybody. I'm so excited. I believe 1,000% in what I'm doing, and I try and be as confident as possible because people can feed off of that positive energy, and they can tell, right? They can tell when people are like not 100% sure with themselves, and they can tell when people are like all in and 100% believe in what they're doing, and they're going to be attracted to that. So that's how I try and speak with people. So even if you are nervous, don't show that to people. You know, fake it till you make it. Just be as confident as you possibly can, and pretend that you're confident, even if you are, you know, nervous or you're not sure, whatever your reasoning is for, you know, talking about coaching or invites or whatever. If you're nervous about it, just pretend, you know, just go all in and talk about how excited you are, and just, you know, try and be as authentically positive and genuine as you can, because people can feed off of that. Even if, you know, it doesn't really matter what it is you're saying, but like your presence and your energy, people feed off of that for sure. So, I still hear people playing. Hold on. If you guys can make sure that you're all muted, that would be awesome. I think I muted everybody. So yes, speaking with confidence is a really big part. And so once you figure out who you want to invite to coaching, or you have some people in mind, or maybe you're in the conversation and you think that coaching would be a good opportunity for somebody, how do you like effectively communicate that? How do you actually bring it up and talk to people and get them signed up as a coach? So the one question that I always ask every person, you guys probably have heard of this before, but I don't say like, what do you think? Like, do you think you want to be a health and fitness coach? That's not the question that I ask people. I say, have you ever considered being a coach? Or have you ever considered doing what I do? And the reason I ask people that question is because it's not asking them if they want to be a coach. So even if they don't even know about coaching, and if you ask them, okay, well, do you want to be a coach? They can easily say, well, no. And then you're like, oh, okay, we'll move on to the next person. Whereas if you say, have you ever considered coaching? And they say no, then you can be like, oh, well, you know what? I think you would really be a great fit for it because of X, Y, Z. So it's great because if you say, have you ever considered being a coach? And they say yes, awesome. Then you can start talking with them and get them, you know, give them more information. And if they say no, you can still give them more information and tell them more about it. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's a great question. The way that it's worded is just a really good way to kind of transition people into the idea of coaching, and so that you can then give them more information. For me personally, I love to use the business opportunity webinars, and I share those with my prospects more than anything else. I have people participate in sneak peek weeks every once in a while, but what's been most effective for me is sending people the webinars, because they can get a lot more information about coaching and get their questions answered. I have one recorded. I know that Lauren Kaliski does. I know that Sarah Try has one. So if you haven't done one yourself, you can always talk to your upline and see if they can send you a link to whatever their webinar is, and share that with your prospects. But I really love the have you ever considered question. That's definitely the biggest one that I bring up to people. And I always kind of preface that with kind of like telling them why I think that they would be a great coach. So if you have challengers who are sticking out to you, who are answering every question you post, or who are really engaged, commenting, posting all the time, those are like red flags to me that they would be great coaches. And so I start off by always commenting on what they have to say. If they're always like being positive and responsive, I'll say like, thanks Ashley for chiming in, or thanks Ashley for answering that question. That's awesome. Like, you're such a great leader in this group. I love it. You know, it's just kind of like building them up and showing them giving them positive like reinforcement. I think that's what that is. I haven't taken psychology in a while, but it's positive reinforcement, I think, by, you know, telling them that they're doing all these good things in the group, so that when I bring it up to them, I can say, you know what, you've been such a like supportive person, a supportive role model and leader in our group. And, you know, honestly, that's what we do as coaches. We just help support and motivate people to get healthy. Have you ever considered coaching yourself? Because I would think that you would be an awesome fit for it. That's really how I message people about it, is I say, you've done XYZ that has really shown me that you'd be a great coach. Have you ever considered it? And that's really how I bring it up to people. For people who aren't in my challenge groups, like I said, I just kind of do my best to listen to those cues. Are they really dedicated and ready to get started on this journey? Do they need support and accountability in their lives? And then I will say, you know, coaching has been an excellent support and accountability for me. That's actually why I decided to get started as a coach. And here I am. I've lost 80 pounds. And it's a big reason is because of the community and support that I got from being a coach. Have you ever considered doing it yourself? Because it sounds like it would be a great fit for you. And most people will say, well, you know, I thought that being a coach meant that I had to be farther in my journey, or, you know, that's like my biggest objection that I get. And then I can then like handle that, and I could say, well, you know, actually, you don't have to have a huge transformation to be successful as a coach. And I can go more into all of that. So the have you ever considered question is a big thing for me. And I just try and bring it up as often as possible, both for those who are in my challenge groups and people who haven't committed to my challenge groups before. So, and that just kind of brings me to my next point is, don't think that you do have to get all of your challengers from your challenge groups. Of course, that's an amazing place to look for your potential coaches. And that's the only place that I got coaches for the first few months of my, you know, coaching career, because I was kind of afraid to bring it up to anybody before that. But do not discount people who haven't done a challenge group before. Now, over a year into my business, and the people that I get, I rarely get as many coaches from my challenge groups as I used to. And most of my coaches that I get signed up before they have done a challenge group or a program before. So, and that's only because I brought it up with them in the process of getting to know them and building that relationship. And I told them how coaching has helped me on my journey. And so, you know, don't discount people that aren't in your challenge groups. Don't be afraid to reach out to people who haven't done a group before and think, well, they've never done a group, so they probably don't want to do this. No, that's where I get the majority of my coaches. Probably, I would say 80% of my coaches now that I recruit, I get before they do a challenge group. So it just is about, like I said, incorporating it into the solution for them, listening not just for the fitness and the nutrition, but the support factor as well, and just sharing how being a coach has helped you so much on your journey. And that is what's helped me, because I have people who are ready to get started and are committed and they want to do this. And so any extra help, any extra support, anything extra that's going to help them get to their goals, they're ready for it. And those are the people that I think are great as coaches. So let's see. And if people are hesitant, Lauren did a whole day about discount coaching, but do not be afraid, like I said again, to bring up being a discount coach to people. I have coaches in my challenge groups or who I've talked to before they decide to join a challenge group who I think would be really great. It sounds like they would be a great fit, but for whatever reason, they're hesitant. Do not be afraid to mention discount coaching. I started as a discount coach. Lauren Kaliski started as a discount coach. Emma started as a discount coach. Some of my best coaches on my team have started as discount coaches. So, of course, do not build your whole team on discount coaches, because that's going to make you very unstable, an unstable organization, and it's just going to make you really stressed out. But if you see people who have the potential to grow, but maybe they're just like not ready to 100% commit yet, once again, do not count them out, because you never know, down the road when they continue to get results, they might be ready. And that's how I was. I didn't do anything with being a coach for about 2 or 3 months. And then when I was ready and I saw the results in myself and I was ready to commit, I went all in. So if you have those people who see the potential in them, but they're not committing for whatever reason, do not just don't blow anybody off. Know that for any person, right now might not be their time, but they can still 100% sign up just for the discount. So that's what I always try and stress to people. And I say, the only reason why I decided to sign up to be a coach was so that I could get my Shakeology cheaper. I was 100% building a business, 100% against building a business. And and I always just like let them know you're not required to do anything but pay for your $15 fee. So if all you want to do is get your Shakeology cheaper, you can do that. And I explain that, I just try and explain that to everybody who is hesitant about committing to be a coach, because that helps them, get started. They can see the team page, they can see the support and accountability, they continue to get results with the programs, and then whenever they're ready, they can hop in. So, once again, just don't ever discount people. You never know when they're going to be ready. You never know who is actually watching you. You never know who wants to actually do this. You just can't assume anything for anybody. So that's just like one of my biggest tips is just no matter what, no matter, the most random people that you may have, don't ever just think that they're not going to want to do it, because they might be some of your biggest rock stars. So, so I think that kind of goes over, the majority of like my biggest tips for coaching. So I'll just kind of like run through them one more time for you guys. Number one, make sure you're getting over the fear, and just the fear is never going to go away. You're always going to have things that are going to make you nervous in this business, especially at the beginning, or especially if you haven't done them a lot. But just know that the more that you do it, the more often that you make yourself do it, and the more personal development that you do, the more that you're going to be able to look past the fear and get these things done and get them to be something that you're more comfortable with. So personal development and just making sure that you do things and just push yourself out of your comfort zone, because that's really what's going to help you get over the fear that comes to inviting. Listen for cues, like I said. So not just fitness and nutrition, but the support. If they're lacking support, or if they've, if they're looking for something that you think that coaching would be a great fit for, just make sure you're actually listening to people, which means ask a lot of questions when you're talking to your people. Not only is that going to build your trust or build their trust in you, but you'll be able to hear those cues and be able to let people know how coaching has helped you, or why you think that coaching would be a good fit for them. Let's see. The question that I ask people, have you ever considered? Not do you want to get signed up as a coach, but ask people, have they ever considered it? Because it's a really great transition question to be able to open up more doors where you can ask them more questions or give them more information about coaching. Not just your challengers. So remember, don't just think that your sorry, my nose is weird. Don't think that you can only find effective coaches in your challenge groups. Of course, that's like one of the best places to look. But if you're talking to people before they join your challenge group, don't ever discount them once again, and make sure you're bringing it up to people before, because they might be ready to commit sooner if they're really ready, or if they really need the extra support and accountability. If people are hesitant to commit, make sure you're offering the discount coach option. And like I said, Lauren did a whole call on discount coaching, so make sure you watch her video about that, because it'll go a little bit more in depth about that. Offer this option to everyone. That's really where I've gotten in my, to where I'm at now, where I'm like getting called as one of the top recruiters. It's because I mention coaching to every person that I talk to, because I really think that this opportunity to change any person's life, I believe in that 100%. So I offer it to every person that I talk to. And I'm able, I get a lot of discount coaches, but I get a lot of people who are ready to help people and change their own lives while inspiring and changing other people's lives too. So you just never know. If you bring it up to everybody, the worst that's going to happen is the person's going to tell you no. So why not just ask them? Because we get no's all the time anyways, right? And no is how you get to yes. So if you just ask more people, talk to more people about it, and bring it up to more people, the more coaches that you're going to get. And for all of you guys who are pushing to get your 6 coaches in 6 weeks, I would really suggest talking about coaching to every person that you're chatting with about their goals. Okay, yes, it's scary, but like I said, just like anything else, personal development and doing it is what's going to help you get over it. And then posting about coaching a lot without posting about coaching a lot. So that's the thing that I talked about yesterday in my video is, post about how work coaching into how it's helped you with your health and fitness goals, or how it's helped you with financially or time freedom, or whatever it is, whatever your reason for how coaching has helped you in your life. Post about those things and work it in more often, because people will see that. They pick up on those little details and those things, because people are attracted to people, not products. So make sure you're posting about coaching and telling people about how it's affected your life. Otherwise, they're not going to know why they should join you or your team when you invite them. Whereas if you talk about it a lot and people see how your lifestyle has been affected by coaching, then when you do invite them and you talk to them about it, they're going to know because they've been watching you. They've seen what you've posted. They see how it's changed your life, and it's going to make them want to change their life also. Okay? So hopefully those tips have helped you guys or will help you guys moving forward in recruiting and talking about coaching and getting more coaches on your team. Because it really is, for me, it was the scariest part of this business, but now it's my favorite part. I love my team. I love building my team and finding my rock star coaches that are wanting to, join my family and do this with me. I'm really excited because I'm wearing my team shirt that I just made, Team Fire Away. So guys, like if you're afraid to talk about coaching, or you're afraid to post about it or whatever, or inviting people, you're just afraid of building your team, trust me, I know. I've totally been there. I was like literally so afraid of it, but now it is my favorite part. My team is like my life. I love them, and it's my favorite part of this business is growing my team and mentoring my coaches so that they can live their dreams. There's really nothing better than finding other like-minded people who are on the same mission as you. They become like some of your best friends. And so just don't think about coaching, like inviting people to coaching as a scary thing. Think about, the best friends you could potentially be making in the future if you just get outside of your comfort zone and do it. So does anybody have any questions for me? Nobody's put anything in the chat box. So if any of you guys don't have any questions, then I'll stop the recording. I'll give you a minute. Thank you guys also for hopping on. I know that it's like Sunday evening. It's an awkward time for a call. So I appreciate those of you guys who are able to get on. But I don't see any questions. So I will stop the recording. Thank you to you guys. Oh, wait. There is a question. Was there a piece of personal development that changed your fear of recruiting? Good question. Personal development that helped me with fear. Really, I think compound effect is a great one just because it really shares how the small things that you might think are insignificant are going to help you, are going to grow and compound over time and help you, basically get to where you want to go. So compound effect is a big one. Slight Edge, actually have it right here. Slight Edge is awesome. This is an amazing book. If you haven't read it, you have to. If you're looking for something to just help you become empowered and maybe, it's good with fear also. It's called You're a Badass. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. So look that one up. That's a great one as well. And anything like Chalene Johnson, she has so many great podcasts, some really great motivational stuff. So look at Chalene Johnson's podcast, as well as there's some really good National Wake Up Calls. So if you go to the National Wake Up Call podcast, you can also look through and see the topics and the descriptions are in there as well. And so there's a couple in there that I've listened to that have really helped me a lot with fear and getting over that. But just all of that stuff, there's some really great ones, but really anything that you do that's personal development and is going to help you move forward, not just with your business, but with yourself, is just going to help you feel better about everything. So, anything that you read is going to help you with that, I think. What is your favorite social media platform to reach out to potential coaches, and how do you go about finding coaches if they don't reach out to you? That's a really great question. I would say, not just for finding coaches, but for me personally, Instagram has been my biggest social media platform that I really focus on because that's just really what I did when I first started as a coach. I started with 0 followers, and I just documented my journey on Instagram and did a lot of the trainings that Lauren suggested because she grew her business through Instagram. And I didn't have a huge network on my Facebook. So I really just tried to build a lot of relationships through Instagram a lot. And that's where I've been able to grow my following pretty substantially. I'm at 23,000 followers right now, I think. Almost 23,000. And so now, when I post about coaching and everything, a lot of the people that I get for everything, challenges, coaching, whatever, I get them from Instagram because I've built my following up there. So I think that's that has been the biggest thing to help me. How do I go about finding coaches if they don't reach out to me? Like I said, mostly it's within my challenge groups. If they don't reach out to me, But I really do bring it up. I bring it up sometimes before people even think about it. Like I said, I bring it up to pretty much everybody that I talk to, and I give it as an option to them, because I really believe that coaching can help anybody, no matter how big or small your goals are. So I'll bring it up to a lot of people, and then I'll get coaches signed up, because I brought it up to them when we were just talking about a challenge group. So, when a lot of people will message me just wanting to join a challenge group, and they end up signing up as a coach with me as well, if that makes any sense. So that's what I would say, that's where I get a lot of my people, is through Instagram mainly. Shalane Johnson talks a lot about this with social media, and that, don't think that you need to be a master of all social media platforms. Don't think that you need to be have this amazing page and Instagram and a blog and Twitter, whatever. Find the one thing that works for you, or the one thing that you're comfortable with, or the one thing that you want to personally grow, and focus a lot on that. And that's what I've really done. I have a page, of course, and I'm still trying to grow it, but I would say I still spend so much time on Instagram, because that is where that's been what's worked for me. That's where I focus a lot of my attention. That's where I get a lot of my people. And so that's where I put a lot more of my time and energy. But it doesn't have to be Instagram for you. It could be something else. It could be a blog. It could be your page. It could be your personal Facebook page, whatever. But that's what I do. I think that a lot of it is, yes, I do have a lot of coaches that reach out to me wanting to join my team, but I think that because I bring up coaching to everybody that I pretty much talk to, that is what really helps me in getting a lot more coaches signed up than normal. Because and of course, sometimes a lot of people don't do anything. The majority of the people that I sign up don't do a lot with the coaching opportunity, but I do have some that are rocking it, and they're people that I just brought up coaching to them when talking about a challenge group. So it's just you never know who your next rock star is going to be. You never know who the person is that's going to be ready, or who you talk to and whose story really clicks, or whatever. You just never know who that person's going to be. So that's why I just treat every single one of my coaches like they're a rock star, or every new coach that I sign up, I treat them like a rock star, because you just never know what will come of it. And so, yeah, I know I'm kind of going on a tangent. I hope that answered your question, Sarah. But do any of you guys have any other questions for me, or anything else? If not, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. But thank you for those of you that watched the recording. I will upload this as soon as I can. And yes, thank you so much.